Good morning, students. Last class we are discussed about the marine habitat. In marine habitat we are discussed about the characteristic of marine habitat and the zones of marine habitat and the two regions of marine habitat. One is the pelagic region and another is the benthic region. Today we are discussed about the terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial habitat refers to the land where the organisms live. Okay, what is mean by terrestrial habitat is it refers to the land where the organisms live. Okay, land constitutes only 30% of the earth's surface. Last lecture we are discussed about the marine habitat where the land is constitute about or the marine habitat constitute about the 70% of the earth. Remaining is the terrestrial habitat. However, it is characterized by a variety of climates, diversity of abiotic factor and heterogeneity of biotic communities. There are many communities in our terrestrial habitat. Okay, terrestrial habitat is a habitat that is found predominantly on land. Okay, terrestrial habitats are spread out across a large range of environments such as caves, deserts, farms, forest, grassland, shorelines, and wetlands. Okay, semi-natural or man-made habitats such as national parks or biosphere reserve also constitute terrestrial habitats. Then types of terrestrial habitat. There are four types of terrestrial habitat. We will discuss in detail in remaining slides. There are four different types of terrestrial habitats. One is forest, second is deserts, third is mountains, and fourth is grassland. Okay, then next is six primary terrestrial ecosystem exist: tundra, taiga, temperate deciduous forest, tropical forest, grassland, and desert. Terrestrial ecosystems are distinguished from aquatic ecosystem by the lower availability of water and the consequent importance of water as a limiting factor. In marine water, as compared to terrestrial, water is abundant in marine water habitat and less in the and the scarcity of water takes place in the terrestrial ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystems are characterized by a greater temperature fluctuations on both diurnal and seasonal basis than occur in aquatic ecosystem in similar climates. Okay, we have seen the temperature means stratification in both these three habitat. First one is freshwater habitat, second one is marine water habitat, and then this current is terrestrial habitat. Okay, there is much of fluctuation in terrestrial ecosystem depending upon the environment and surrounding temperature fluctuation. Okay, the availability of light is greater in terrestrial ecosystem than in aquatic ecosystem. We seen that there is a three regions in the marine water habitat as compared to terrestrial ecosystem. In marine water habitat, we see that three regions. One is aphotic zone, second is dysphotic zone, and third one is a euphotic zone, depending upon the light penetration. But in terrestrial habitat, there is availability of light in a greater limit. Okay, ecosystem than the aquatic ecosystem, because the atmosphere is more transparent than the water. Because how? Where in marine water habitat and as compared to freshwater habitat, the marine water habitat having the deepest length or distance of the marine water habitat is high as compared to the terrestrial habitat. Because of that, atmosphere is more transparent than the water. Okay, the rigidity of water is high, so that's why in terrestrial habitat the atmosphere is more transparent than the water. Gases are more available in terrestrial ecosystem than in aquatic ecosystem, where the marine water habitat having less amount of gases, because abundant water is available, so gas limits are very less in the water as compared to the terrestrial ecosystem or the terrestrial habitat. Okay, those gases include carbon dioxide that serves as a substrate for photosynthesis. As we know, the process of photosynthesis, plants require CO2 for the process of photosynthesis for making their own food. Okay, and they release oxygen to the surrounding environment. Okay, oxygen that serve as a substrate in aerobic respiration, and nitrogen that serves as a substrate for nitrogen fixation. Okay, there is two type of respiration, aerobic and the anaerobic respiration in plants. Okay, terrestrial ecosystem occupy 28.2% of the earth surface. As we discussed about, in out of 100%, there are about 30% or 28.2% of earth surface occupied by terrestrial ecosystem, and remaining 70% of the earth is occupied by the marine water habitat. Although they occupy a much smaller portion of earth's surface than marine ecosystem. As compared to marine ecosystem, the terrestrial ecosystem or terrestrial habitat has much less occupying the earth's surface. Okay, marine ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem have been a major site of adaptive radiation of both plants and animals. Okay, major plant taxa in terrestrial ecosystem are members of the division Magnoliphyta, or it is called as the flowering plants, of which there are about 2,75,000 species of these flowering plants, and the division Pinophyta means it is a conifers, of which there are about 500 species. Okay, in the terrestrial habitat or in the terrestrial ecosystem, the conifers are having about 500 species. Okay, major animal taxa in terrestrial ecosystem include the classes. First one is insecta, insects with about 9 lakh species. Largest species of insect is on terrestrial ecosystem. What about ewes? Ewes means it's a bird species with 8,500 species of birds. And about mammalia means mammals with approximately 4,100 species in the mammalian. Okay. Then the characteristic of terrestrial habitat. Water is very much limited and there is the scarcity of water. Very much limited means as compared to marine water habitat, terrestrial habitat is having more water, and the scarcity of water means less amount of water is available in the terrestrial habitat. And next is the dehydration predominance, means dehydration is more in the terrestrial habitat. Okay, temperature fluctuations are great as compared to marine water habitat, freshwater habitat. The terrestrial habitat having the much of fluctuation in case of temperature, depending upon the rigidity or depending upon the surrounding environment, depending upon the availability of water, temperature fluctuations are great. Okay, light intensity is high. As compared to marine water habitat, light is penetrate to the zones where aphotic zone, dysphotic zone and the euphotic zones are there. So in case of terrestrial habitat, light intensity is high. Okay. Atmospheric air is the source of oxygen. Okay. Atmospheric air is the source of oxygen. In the process of photosynthesis, plants require CO2 and they release oxygen into the environment. Okay. Then next is oxygen and carbon dioxide are provided at a constant rate. Okay. There is a less amount of oxygen and high amount of carbon dioxide. Okay. Then next is the land is not continuous, but it is provided with number of geographical barriers. Geographical barriers means one land is differentiated into the another in the form of mountains, valleys, lakes, rivers, seas, etc. Means they are barriers. First one is mountains, second one is valleys, third one is lakes, fourth one is rivers and the seas. Next is soil contains all the necessary nutrients for the production of energy. Plant require the nutrition from soil for their process of the photosynthesis. For production of food it is called as, we can call it as energy. Okay. Then geographical classification of land. Okay. Based on the distribution of animals and plants, the earth surface is divided into 6 realms. Realms means REALMS. Realms means it is the barriers and it is the different region on the terrestrial habitat. First one is Palearctic realm, second is Nearctic realm, third one is Neotropical realm, fourth one is Ethiopian realm, fifth one is Oriental realm and last one is the Australian realm. Each realm includes wide land masses and is separated from adjacent realm by oceans, mountains or deserts. Ecological classification of land, or we can call it as a biome. Ecologically, the terrestrial habitat is subdivided into a number of subunits called biomes. Okay, a biome is defined as a major terrestrial community characterized by distinctive plants and animals. For example, forest biome, grassland biome, coniferous biome, cave biome and the desert biome. Okay. Then the characteristic of the biome. A biome is a major terrestrial communities. Okay, we discuss these biomes. First one is forest biome, grassland biome, coniferous biome, cave biome and the desert biome, having a major terrestrial communities. It is formed of distinctive animals and plants. Okay, it is formed of distinctive means it is different animals and plants. Many biomes are present in geographical realms. Each biome has a climax community. What is mean by climax community? The climax community is the last stage of the succession, or climax community having the fulfillment of all their environmental requirements or all their need is fulfilled in the climax community, which is dominant, and the biome is named after the climax community. It is called as the grassland. In addition to climax community, each biome has many intermediate communities. That is, it is a complex of communities. Complex means it is a group of communities. Okay. The communities of a biome are maintained under the climatic condition of the region. Then next is a biome includes only plants and animals, not biotic factors. Okay, without biotic factors, the biome is called as a biome. Then next is types of biomes. Very first is tundra. It refers to the treeless plain of the Arctic region which remains marshy during summer and frozen in winter. Okay, in tundra it is a treeless plain region, Arctic region, which remain in during summer season and frozen. It is hard in a winter. About 5 million acres of tundra stretch across North America, Northern Europe, and the Siberia. Okay, tundra is characterized by following salient features. It lies between the Arctic Ocean and the polar ice caps on the north and the coniferous forest in the south. Okay, rainfall is low because of treeless where there is no any tree. So how it is rainfall is there? So there is rainfall is low. Climate is cold. Winter is characterized by the continuous darkness and summer is characterized by continuous light but low intensity of light. The ground except the surface remains frozen. There is no tree, so the surface remains frozen. The frozen deeper soil is called a permafrost. The deeper soil we can call it as the permafrost. Then next is the frozen soil starts thawing during summer. Thawing means solid to liquid, where the frozen soil it start to liquefied into the during summer. Okay, because of why the frozen soil where temperature is increasing in during summer season, so thawing is takes place. The vegetation grows only for a brief period of 60 days in summer. Then the flora and fauna of tundra biome. Flora is tree are absent. Okay, trees are absent. We are discussed about that. All plants are low and grounding forms. Example lichen, mosses, grasses, sages, and shrubs. Okay, then the fauna of tundra biome. Arctic fox, reindeer, lemmings, oxen, polar bear, caribou, walrus, seals, penguins, migratory birds, and insects appear during summer. Then next biome is the grassland biome. Okay, this biome is a plain land occupied by grasses from climax community in this biome. Okay, grassland biome is also called prairies, steppes, pampas, etc. It is found in North America, Asia, Siberia, Russia, and Africa. Then the characteristic of grassland biome. Grasses from the climax community. Trees are also present and grow along the streams. Grasses are of three types, namely tall, it is about 1 meter in length. And next one is middle. The length between is 0.5 to 1 meter in length, and the short grasses less than the 0.5 meter. Then next is grassland biome is intermediate between desert and forest. Okay, desert and the forest. It is distributed in the interiors of continents. Then next is grassland soil is rich in humus because of availability of the grasses. Then next is it is an ideal home for grazing animals. Why? Because there is three types of grasses: tall, middle, and the short, where there is a grazing animals. Fauna of grassland biome. These are bison, wild horses, ass, antelopes, zebra, rabbits, ground squirrels, prairie dogs, kangaroos, wallabies, prairie chicken, lark, sparrow, rattlesnake, and the bufo. Then the forest biome. Then third one is the forest biome. A forest biome is a land of thick growth of trees. Trees constitutes the climax community. Precipitation is high. Because of this precipitation, there is a thick growth of the trees. The moisture of soil as high and constant. Okay, the moisture of soil is high and remains constant. It exhibits clear stratification. Clear stratification means what? We have seen that the stratification in the means the temperature ranges is clear, where there is high rain and the precipitation is high, the temperature is low. Where precipitation is less, where temperature ranges high. It consists of an upper layer formed of leaves and branches of trees. There are three layers in this forest biome. Upper layer formed of leaves and branches of trees, and middle layer formed herbs and shrubs of the forest floor, and the lower is the forest floor. The next one is forest biomes are classified into three types: coniferous forest, tropical forest, and the deciduous forest. One by one we are discussing. First one is coniferous forest. We can call it as a taiga forest. Okay. This biome is thickly populated with pine trees, characterized by needle-like leaves. These trees belongs to the class Gymnosperms. Okay, in class Gymnosperms, needle-like leaves are occurred. Okay, the leaves are evergreen. Because of high precipitation, the leaves are evergreen in that forest, in coniferous forest. It is confined to northern hemisphere at high altitude. It stretches as a belt of south of tundra in North America and Eurasia. Next one, it given thick shade and prevents the growth of herbs and the shrubs, hence called as taiga. How we can call it as taiga? Because it prevents the growth of herbs and the shrubs. Next is the annual rate of production is great because of the evergreen leaves and continuous photosynthesis through the year. Next is it forms the major supplier of the timber. Timber means what? Where the wood is used for the preparation of furnitures and the other wooden material. It is called as the timber. Okay. Then next is the seed of pine trees form a major source of forest for certain animals. The animals used these pine trees seeds. Then second is tropical rainforest. This forest is characterized by thick growth of tall trees. The leaves of these trees are broad and evergreen. Okay. Then next is these are found in tropical countries. We know that the tropical countries like India, in India there Western Ghats, Malaya, East India, Africa, Northern Australia, etc. Okay. Precipitation is high. What is the title of our forest is the tropical rainforest. So precipitation is high, more than 200 centimeter per year. It's very high than as compared to the other forest. Humidity is high. Where precipitation is high, so humidity is also high. Illumination is reduced because of thick vegetation. Because of thick vegetation, illumination is very less or it is reduced. From this forest, air current is absent. Because of why there is a thick vegetation, precipitation is high. That's why forest air current is absent. Then next is vertical stratification is distinct with three layers, namely an upper layer of leaves and branches, a middle layer of shrubs and small trees, and the lower layer is the forest floor. Okay, it is divided into three layers, namely vertical stratification in tropical rainforest. Upper one is leaves and branches, the upper layer having a leaves and branches, middle layer having a shrubs and small trees, and the lower layer means it is a forest floor. Then next one is deciduous forest. This forest is characterized by tall trees with broad and thin leaves which fall during winter. Okay, deciduous forest means this forest is characterized by tall trees with broad and thin leaves which fall during winter. Deciduous forests are found in Australia, Europe, Japan, and eastern United States. Okay, the climate is warm during summer and cold during winter. Precipitation is moderate as compared to the tropical rainforest. Precipitation is moderate. It ranges from 60 to 150 centimeter per year. The winter is characterized by short days and summer by long days, where the winter is having short days and the summer by the long days. During autumn season, the trees shed their leaves. Then the fourth one is desert biome. A desert is a waterless, treeless, large wasteland often covered with sand. Totally desert biome is covered with a sand. It is characterized by low or no rainfall. Scarcity of water. Scarcity means there is no availability, less availability of the water. Extremes of the temperature and dust. There is the whole area is covered by sand, so there is high temperature and the dust is also there. The important places of desert biome in the world are Rajasthan in our India, Gobi in the China, Sahara and Kalahari in the Africa. Deserts are broadly classified into two groups, namely hot deserts and the cold deserts. In hot deserts, the temperature is very high. Example Sahara, Gobi, Rajasthan. In cold deserts, the temperature is very low. They are situated at very high altitude. Okay. Then the fauna of desert biome. First one is Romastrix. Second is rattlesnake, Indian bustard, grey partridge, bats, hedgehog, horse, anteater, porcupine, mouse, wild boar, sambar deer, spotted deer, wolf, red foxes, jungle cats, and the panther. Then the last biome is the cave biome. Cave are natural hollows on earth. It may present on the surface of the earth or in the side of hills, mountains and rocks, or underground or under bodies of water. Having very shorter length, cave biome having a very shorter length. The characteristic of the cave biome is light is absent from caves, hence total darkness in the caves. There is no light penetration in the cave biome. The temperature in caves remains uniform. Okay, means there is no light penetration, so temperature in caves remains uniform. Humidity is high, and also the precipitation is also high. The air in caves remains stagnant because these are the hollows on the earth. So inside the hills, mountains and the rocks, there is no any water air current in the caves. So caves remains the in caves air is remains constant. Okay. Then next class we will discuss about the ecological niche. So in this topic, in terrestrial habitat, if question asked from this topic or from this bit, you have to discuss about the characteristic, then the forest regions, their tundra, and the all biome of the terrestrial habitat. You have to explain in detail. Separate question may ask or may come from this habitat. Explain the terrestrial habitat and the characteristic of that habitat with examples for flora and the fauna of each biome. Okay. Next class we are discussed about the ecological niche. Okay, thank you.